Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the stream. Thank you guys very much for being here today. Tayan, Wayne, Mendy, Sven, good morning, guys. And welcome. I did a little respec. Finally. And I finally trained at level 85. So we now have Heroic Leap, which is pretty cool. I will try to incorporate that. And we'll see how that goes. Adam, Lisa, Steven, welcome, guys. Thank you all very much for being here today. Now that being said, in the build I was following, it has left me 5 unspent talent points, which is kind of hard to believe. But yeah, now I need to figure out what I'm gonna do with those talent points. Somebody has invited me to a group. Explain yourself. I'm not looking at chat right now. Well, I'm not looking at guild chat right now. Oh, here we go. There you go. I got you. I'm now in the right chat tab. I can now see guild chat. Let's see. Cataclysm warrior tank spec. I have to believe maybe I just wasn't looking very closely. I can't believe they'd leave me 5 talent points. No, they left me 5 talent points. 32, 2 and 2. That's... I've never seen a build on Wowhead leave, like, additional talent points. That's really, really weird. So yeah, I guess I get to choose what I do with these. Why would that be the case? Why do I have to choose? I thought the point of following a build was so I didn't have to choose. 32, 2 and 2. 32, 2 and 2. Okay. Yeah, we have 5 additional points to work with for some reason. This is the tanking spec, unless I've just missed something. Now, I chose not to take vigilance. I haven't pushed... I had vigilance the entire time. I haven't pushed the button a single time. I want to keep impending victory instead. I feel like there are times when I really benefited from the heal. There were many boss fights, many moments when I was able to hit this. Oh, there's another point. I want 2 points. Okay, 4 points left. There were many times when I was able to hit this that I thought that 5% heal I just got, like, might have saved me. Or, like, at least it reduced some stress on the healer. And Vigilance, I had this the entire time, and I didn't use it a single time in 3 days. So I'm going with this, which leaves us 4 unspent points. So yeah, let's have a look. Mortal Strike we're not using, Devastate we are using. This could be good just for more Devastate damage. Charge generating another 5 rage, not really that important. After taking damage you have a 10% chance to regenerate 1... This seems crazy for a tank. After taking damage, you have a 10% chance to generate 1% of your total HP. I feel like I should take that for sure. I mean, the problem is that most of these are all really good. Maybe I go 2 points here and 2 points here. Maybe I do something like that. I think I'm going to try that for now. A little bit of extra damage, a little bit of extra healing. I feel like for a tank, that's pretty good. Mike P, you would love to try tanking, but you just don't know the dungeons well enough. In Cataclysm, the dungeons are all pretty straightforward. There are a couple of exceptions. But for the most part, you open your map and you can see pretty clearly where you need to go next. As far as like knowing the boss fights, if you're like super paranoid about the boss fights, you can come down here, click on Dungeon Journal, go into the dungeon, click the boss, and it'll tell you some things that it does. This is TLDR, but you can kind of get an idea of like the boss's abilities, and you can do that for normal or heroic. The best thing to do is like don't really worry about the Dungeon Journal too much until you're doing heroic. Do them on normal for a bit and learn the lay of the land, get used to some of the boss mechanics, and then you can, if you want to read up On the, like, the ones that are super deadly that'll just kill you flat out are marked with this symbol. So if you're wondering, like, what in this fight do I really have to look out for, you're looking for the deadly icon. So, yeah. Damage dealer alert means it's something, like, specifically that the DPS have to worry about. In this case, they have to damage the chains so that everyone gets unchained. But Cat is a good time to try tanking, because the dungeons are all pretty straightforward. Would be my feedback. Yeah, let's. I'm ready to queue up whenever, whenever you want to pop us in. Unless I'm party lead. I'm not party lead. Let me do one thing first. Let's get rid of this little overwolf icon. There we go. Cool, cool, cool. Yeah, I think I'm ready. And thank you guys so much for being here. I missed some people while I was in my talent trees and at Wowhead, so if I missed you, I'm sorry. Welcome to the stream. Thank you guys very much for being here today. Our gear is progressing pretty well. We are up to a 343 item level. So, like, I don't really know what we need to do the raid. I read you can do the normal raid at 333, which I find a bit crazy. But yeah, we might be basically ready to raid at any time. Shadowfang Keep. Okay. Alright. The Shadowfang Keep remake, much better than the Deadmines remake. Just because there aren't really any really annoying bosses. I think I'm set up here and good to go. Let's make sure we have everybody with us. Perkwitch, good morning. Parkow, good evening to you. Leah, welcome to the stream. Karen, good evening. Welcome, guys. Yeah, right now I don't know what we need for the raid. Apparently they have an in-game calendar, but what we learned is that there's no way to set this to an open event. So my understanding of this was that you could schedule a raid, everybody in the guild could see the raid, everybody in the guild could sign up for the raid. But that's not how it works. How it works right now, apparently, is that I, as the event creator, would have to individually invite every single person that I wanted to invite. Which is kind of a shit show. There's not even an option to just invite everybody from the guild. There's no, like, mass guild invite. There's nothing. So we were trying to use that because I thought that was much more visible than being in a Discord. But apparently we're going to have to use the Discord signups. And I haven't checked the signup sheet. I don't know if we have a signup sheet going. I'm trying to, like... I've said this before. And I'll say it again. I'm trying to avoid, like, being the person that's running the raid because I really don't have time to be a good guild leader. I could probably raid lead some of the fights and call out mechanics and stuff like that. I could probably explain the fights, but I'm trying not to be the organizer of the raid. I'm trying not to be the one that has to hand out loot and stuff like that. And I've said this before, I simply don't have the capacity to deal with that stuff. So I'm trying to get the officers and the mods in Discord to set up the events and to pick a day and to get it scheduled. I don't know if it's happened yet, but I'm holding out hope that if it hasn't happened, it will happen soon on an arbitrary day because I really don't have the bandwidth to be the organizer. I changed a couple of my keybinds. Most impactful, shield wall and last stand. I have to remember that I have switched these. So that I'm not pounding those buttons wondering why I'm dying still. Now, I think after this, he does a thing that starts to heal us. We want to interrupt it after like a couple of ticks. 1, 2... Okay, that seems fine. I think he got interrupted way too soon. Then I don't know who hit that interrupt, but I didn't see the ability start to cast. But yeah, like that interrupt, you can't interrupt that unless he just enraged due to a timing thing. But he's supposed to do a cast that after the asphyxiate begins to heal us. You have to let it tick at least twice. So that the healer, and then you interrupt it, and then the healer can come in and top us off, and we can continue the fight. But it either didn't happen that time, or it got interrupted way too fast. I'm not really sure which. Like, I didn't see it start to cast, so I don't know. Why do I still, why am I poisoned? What the f is happening here? I stepped into some rot? Oh, good, I needed a bigger repair bill. Because I'm already broke. I already only have 1,700 gold to my name, so I need to step in this plagued grain again so that I can just continue to die. So don't go near this. Apparently this will poison you. We get someone left. Ooh. Yay. I didn't realize this stuff could poison us and put such a detrimental damage over time onto us. It's never happened to me before. I'm gonna attempt to explain this fight in text to the group, so bear with me. I can't spell the word asphyxiate. Asphyxiate. Something like that. They'll get the idea. When he does asphyxiate, he will do a cast after that heals us up. It has to tick at least once or twice before it gets interrupted. Otherwise, we are dead. Okay, I hope that is sufficient for any of the DPS who have never done this fight. And we'll see. I think I actually spelled it correctly. That's surprising. Let's see, where's the channel? 1, 2, there we go. Perfect. It probably could have ticked a little. I think there's a detriment to letting it tick too much. Like, maybe it said it heals him too, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why we need to interrupt it like after a couple ticks, but I know you can't let him just heal your party back to full. I guess like I could understand that a little bit better, but as long as it gets done, I guess I don't really have to understand it any better. SFK was my favorite 5-man from back in the day. Probably my favorite 5-man of all time. In the remake of it is not bad, but like, let's be real. Every single thing that they redid in the Cataclysm made it worse. There isn't a remake that happened in Cataclysm that improved the game. Like, some of the remakes serve the purpose of like telling a story or moving time forward or recontextualizing quests. So like the remakes like did a lot of things, but they didn't make any aspect of the game better. In fact, it's a net negative for the game. I didn't understand that until I leveled my hunter through the Cataclysm content, like, and actually saw the zones, paid attention, read all the quests. This here, is this some kind of like enrage he hits? I've never seen him do this before, and now I've seen him do it twice. Yeah, that has to be some kind of enrage. I've never seen it. 346. We have 346. This is parry and expertise. I'm gonna keep my mastery. Mastery's really good for us. Like, I kind of wish we could have got the Cataclysm endgame and the Cataclysm, like, new zones without the old world having to be changed at all. And then they could have made the questing in the new zones actually good, and they could have made the new zones actually good, because then they would have had more time to work on them and make them good. But instead they kind of like detracted from the charm and like the goodness of the old world, and then they didn't have a lot of time to make the 80 to 85 stuff any good. Kind of a rough expansion. Mista Pandaria Classic is going to be a much more like well-rounded experience for like levelers and like casual enjoyers of the game. It's going to be much more like complete feeling. So like what I've learned here is like we can't get feared here into the courtyard, so maybe this is a tanking issue. Maybe I have to pull him up the stairs, like way out of the way where we can't possibly get feared, because yeah, if we get feared into the other shit, that's a wipe. We can't handle it. Yeah, and it's not even that they simplified questing, because questing is always really simple. They like go to place A, kill 10 of this, collect 5 of this. So it's not necessary. What they did was like they created an effect that I call ping-ponging, where instead of picking up a bunch of quests at a central hub, am I really stuck here? Am I just stuck because I'm so tall? I'm race changing this character eventually. Instead of like picking up all your quests at a central hub and going out into the world like an actual explorer, you pick up your quest from a quest giver, you run 12 feet, you do 2 quests, you run back to quest giver, you run 12 more feet, you do 12 more quests. You just go back and forth doing quests. Did we lose the entire group? Yeah, so I call that ping-ponging. They took a ping-pong philosophy to all of their quest design. It's evident in the old world. It's super evident in the new zones. So the 80 to 85 zones are the worst, as far as feeling like you're just ping-ponging back and forth. And they take these tiny little areas the size of like Northshire Abbey, and then instead of having like a dozen quests, you have like 33 quests to do. And it just like, it doesn't feel good at any part of the game. Is this how people are gonna be like all day today? Like, I don't know, I don't get it. Like, listen to this. I know it sounds stupid, but this is the hardest 5-man content that exists in the game. So you'd think if you're doing the hardest 5-man content that exists in the game, you'd think you would be okay with like a wipe here and there, just like... It's like par for the course. Like, something stupid happens, we got feared into a bunch of groups, like, oh well, like, let's come back and do it again. I worry about humans and how absolutely fickle they are. How they don't seem to have like any resilience to anything potentially negative happening. And they're only like, it's not even just that, it's that like their only reaction to bad shit happening is avoidance. Leave the group, Alt F4, log out. Like, the only way that they can deal with like a negative thing happening is like not by confronting it, getting through it, dealing with it, not even by like raging about it anymore. Like they don't even say anything in party chat. They run away. That's all they know how to do. Is just run away from it. Are we having this much trouble getting a healer right now? Is this happening? We don't even have we don't even know when we're gonna get a healer. That's how bad the healing situation is in WoW. It's a holiday weekend. It's Memorial Day here in the States. That's a work holiday. Like if you're really lucky and privileged, you don't have to go to work today. So if you have a wage job, you're fucked. You probably still have to work. But if you're really lucky, you have today off work, and we can't even get a healer to log into the game on like one of the most populated servers. I don't know. We don't have any. We need some guild healers. Like, I'm gonna have to. I'm like, somebody's gonna have to try to recruit, because I don't think we're naturally gonna get the players that we need. I think we're gonna have a lot of DPS who want to raid, and I think we're gonna have a handful of tanks that want to raid. And I don't know if we're gonna have enough healers to like do stuff as a guild. I want to straight up mulligan. No, I want to get through this dungeon. It's just Shadowfang Keep. We have a group now, correct? We're good to go? Okay. Yes, we're good to go. Shit, we had a healer for 5 seconds. we may have to. We may have to like just start if we keep having healers leave, which, you know, like that dude didn't even wait till anything happened. He couldn't even wait to see the pull. He had to get out right away. Yeah, like we might have to just like do a straight up mulligan if we can't keep a group together for more than 4 seconds. Like, I'm glad I didn't pull. If I'd have pulled, he'd have left during the pull, we'd be dead again. Casual weekend warriors. I just need, they can be casual. Right now I just need them to be a healer. Where are all my casual healers at? But yeah, you're right about like how they don't. I think it's also like when you are a weekend warrior, and this is no offense to weekend warriors. When you're a weekend warrior, like you have a misconception of how valuable your own time is, because you were telling yourself, I only get to play on the weekend, I only get to play for this. So you have a incredibly engorged sense of how valuable your time is as a person who's part of a group of 4 other people. But then also, like, you know, you're rusty. You don't play a lot, and you're also not experienced with like the content and how, like, yes, you will sometimes wipe in these runs. So yeah, there's a few things at play when it comes to like weekend warriors. And like, you know, no offense, some people that's like your only time to play, but there's a couple things that happen that like don't really help. And the first thing that happens is in the mind of the weekend warrior that says, my time is super valuable, my time is more valuable than all these other people's time, and if I'm going to be in here wiping, I can't be in this group wiping because I only have 4 hours to play a week. And like, that's a problem. Like, it sucks that you only have 4 hours to play a week, but that's not other people's problem. You know, you can't then have an estimation of other people that says like, well, no one else better wipe, because if they're wiping, they're not respecting my time, I gotta leave the group. Like, it doesn't really work that way. Patrick, good afternoon, man. Welcome to the stream. There's the fear. Hey, at least we went this way. At least there are no horses anymore. Like, interrupting the life drain would be good. Otherwise, these guys are just going to be at full HP the entire time. So let's get some interrupts on the drain lives. There's the fear again. I can pop out of that. Like, whatever, no big deal. So there we go. Now we know, like, we don't even fight this stuff. We just completely skip it. We can tuck back into the corner over here. We can just skip everything. Alex, good afternoon, man. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for being here. I have a feeling that ad coming down the steps is going to be pulled by the healer here who's trying to drink. No? 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 Okay, good. Good, good, good. I will wait for the healer to have a little bit of mana, because I am a tank that is relatively aware of what's happening in the group. If they're drinking, I'm assuming, well, I think maybe they're bouncing. So that's the opposite of drinking. Alex, you did SFK last night. You got 3 pieces out of it. That's awesome. Yeah, it is kind of a clothies. Well, historically, it's been a clothies paradise. It's good that still holds true. There used to be a boss in here that dropped an awesome tanking shield, but I'm pretty sure that boss doesn't exist anymore. I don't remember from the last time we did it. Yes, we finally have Heroic Leap. I did finally train level 85. So now we can Heroic Leap. And I mentioned it earlier, but I also did a respec. So this is what we're working with right now. We did a full respec. Sabo, thank you so much for the Superman. I really appreciate that. And thanks for being here. I'm pretty sure that all you have to do there is focus the Baron, and once the Baron dies, I think that everything else goes away. Pretty sure that's how it works. My healer has 0 mana, so we will be hanging out here for a minute. Lael, good afternoon, man. Welcome to the stream, and thanks for being here. Have I tried other tanks? Not yet, not in Cata, no. I'm thinking about trying a Paladin tank in War Within. But in Cata, this is it. In Cata, this is going to be my main, and I'm probably not going to worry like too much about alts unless I find that I have a lot of time on my hands or something like that. I have a pally that I can level up whenever that's sitting at level 80, but I just don't see myself really wanting to get into that for a while. And then, like, the thing about Cataclysm you have to keep in mind is that the content cadence, the release schedule, is so abbreviated that, like, I feel like as soon as the guild gets comfortable clearing a phase, the next phase is going to be out. So I don't think I'm going to have, like, a lot of downtime to really, like, to worry about alts. Yeah, I think with the accelerated content release, like, we're going to get comfortable farming the 3 raids that are out, or that come out in phase 1, and as soon as we're comfortable with that and we have what we need, then the next phase is going to be releasing. In an interview, one of the devs said the last phase might be longer, or that the phases altogether might be longer. Oh, okay. Yeah, they said, like, by their own calendar, they said the last phase was coming out in January, which would be really soon. We'll see how it goes, you know what I mean? Like, they're so... We'll say agile, we'll be positive and say they're so agile these days about their content releases that what happens is... If a specific version of the game is not doing as well as they want it to, they are fine rushing a release. That's what they did with Cataclysm to begin with. SOD was not doing as well as they wanted it to be doing, and you know, retail was kind of in a down spot. And so they, instead of releasing Cataclysm in the summer like they said they were going to do, they released it in the middle of the spring. And so they're very agile these days about, like, adjusting the release schedule based on how well, like, all versions of the game are doing. Comparatively to how they want them to be doing. So yeah, the phases could be longer, the phases could be shorter, like, yeah, they're gonna make adjustments depending on how other versions of the game are going and what the player numbers look like. I probably don't need to stand in the frost. There's so much stuff on the, like, that drops on the ground that a lot of times these days I don't know if it's a player effect that a player has dropped or if it's like an enemy effect. That one might, the frost that I thought was a player thing might have been an enemy thing in that case. Might have been an enemy effect. Oh, that's nice. Two-handed axe. We don't have anybody who could use that, so I think I'm actually going to take that for my DPS. Not that I don't really plan to. I'm not really planning to DPS raids, but I don't mind, like, taking an awesome intro weapon. So I'm gonna take it. Speaking of gear and gear sets, I need to come in here. I need to save my tanking set. There we go. Yeah, it is annoying having to carry and manage 2 gear sets. Yep, it sucks to have it all in the bag. You have to be updating it constantly. You have to, when you're going through your inventory to clear your inventory out, you have to be very careful about what you're selling. It is kind of I would rather this character just be a tank and just, like, tank stuff. But then I know that, you know, if I'm ever going to go out in the world and farm leather or do any quest, I'm going to maybe have to have a DPS, like, set up. So yeah, We'll see. Maybe if I just get like really good items, I won't have to worry about switching specs to go quests and stuff like that. Because eventually I may need to quest in Deephold more to get Therazane rep unlocked so I can buy the tabard at least. Not that that's going to be a lot of fun, but I might have to do it. This Frost on the Ground, this is a mage thing, right? Yeah, it's got to be a mage thing. Yeah, I'm happy that the gear thing is in the game. It does make it easier, but my problem is just like when I go through my inventory to vendor stuff, like just having to read every item description to see if it's part of one of my sets before I vendor it. What's my gear score? Current gear score as of today is 343 equipped. 343. Which I feel like is pretty good. I can't really get a solid answer out of the internet as to like what my gear score should be before I raid, but I've seen 333, which I think is garbage. I've seen a couple things, but nothing cohesive. Having some rage here would be great. There we go. Like, it could probably be higher. Like, if I farm up a bunch of Valor points and Justice points, I can probably get it, like, pretty high before raid, but we'll see. As a tank, I feel like it's kind of an obligation. Like, I should at least try to be as geared as I can. I'm probably not going to be the most geared person in the raid. Well, maybe I will be. I don't know how many people have been farming heroics. I don't know. I doubt I'll be the most geared person in the raid. But as the tank, I should at least put in an effort, I feel, to get as much gear going as I can. Even if I could already tank it, I feel like just stacking more gear is going to be better. I'd like to have at least a 346 in every slot, if not higher. That would be ideal. Steven, you're at 339. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm doing okay for right now. Like, there will probably be some people that have a higher score, there will be some people that have a lower score, but I feel pretty good. I've been lucky with some drops. Yeah, Elemental Shaman seems like it's really cranking DPS. Elemental Shaman seems like it's in a really good place this phase. That's nice to see. However, I'm assuming that means that Enhancement Shaman is probably not very good. I don't think I've seen a single Enhancement Shaman. Not in all the regulars we did, not in all the heroics we've done so far. I don't think I've seen a single Enhancement Shaman. Alex, you're at 333. The internet says you can do a normal raid. So you're good. I seem to have turned into a slime. That was a little bit weird. If you start Cata, are you going to get to experience the whole story or just kind of bits and pieces of it? Well, keep in mind, like, at this point in WoW's history, there is story, but there is not what you would call an MSQ, really. There's nothing in Cataclysm that even remotely resembles what you might expect from, say, an MSQ in, like, Final Fantasy, or even an MSQ in, like, Dragonflight. That simply wasn't how quests were designed. So, like, you gotta think, like, each individual zone tells a story, basically. There's a story happening in each individual zone, and if you read all the quests in that zone, you will absorb the story of what's happening in the zone. But don't expect there to be, like, a big MSQ that you follow through front to back that tells a cohesive story with characters and events and narrative. That doesn't really exist at this point. You don't really see a cohesive narrative like that. Mist of Pandaria kind of starts it, and then Warlords of Draenor and Legion really dive into having, like, a coherent MSQ that follows, like, key actors around the world, and, like, you see what they're up to. That was a rough fight. Yeah, I probably just, like, I did not do the fight right. I don't think I paid attention to anything that happened in the fight. So what people dying there was probably my fault. I was deep in thought. Patrick, thank you so much for the super chat, for the coffee, and the continued streams. I really appreciate that, man. We're getting close to our goal, and we're 5 days out. Thank you so much. That's super generous. You're not, like, Eric, you're not missing out on anything. Did you not listen to what I just said? I just explained that there wasn't really the kind of MSQ that you might be talking about, but that every single zone does tell a story. So it's just a different kind of... You're not missing anything because there's nothing there to miss. There isn't a big MSQ to miss. You are either the type of person who likes world building and likes lore and likes reading the quest, and then you can do that in each zone. Each zone will tell its own story. Or you're the person that doesn't care about those things, and you just play the game for, like, the in-game activities. But yeah, if you want MSQ, wait till Mist of Pandaria Classic comes out, okay, buddy? When Mist of Pandaria Classic comes out, there will be, like, a more cohesive story that's being told, like, through Pandaria as you play the game. That's really all I can say. But stow the FOMO, though, because you're not missing out on anything. We learned yesterday that I have to pull these back. It seems silly, but that is what we learned. Yeah, if you come from Final Fantasy 14 and Final Fantasy 14 is your thing, you're not going to enjoy the way that stories are told in WoW. WoW is a more like you're in a world, especially Classic. Like you're in the world, there's stuff going on in the zones, there's things happening, but you're just an adventurer in the world. You're not like anybody special. You're not the chosen one at this point. The story does not revolve around you. You are not like at the point where like the big players in the world are gonna really notice you or care about you very much. And so the story is told more like passively. And yeah, I would say like if you are a Final Fantasy XIV player, you're probably not going to get a lot out of Classic from a narrative perspective until maybe Mists of Pandaria and beyond. Mists of Pandaria and beyond, then there is a cohesive like narrative you can more easily follow that directly involves your main character like in the events that are happening. But Cataclysm and prior, not so much. Like there is story, there's stuff happening, it's hinted at, it's told to you, but it's like tell, don't show, basically. You're told what's happening, but you're not shown. You might enjoy ESO more, because while there's not necessarily like a huge main story, I don't think, in ESO, well, there probably is, but ESO tells like smaller stories, but they actually have like a coherent narrative. ESO is a very narrative-driven MMORPG. So if story and narrative are what you like, and you like that story and narrative to be direct, like directly told to you, directly involving your character, ESO is probably like a better fit than WoW Classic. Very nice. We have a male helmet with agility, mastery, and haste. We have a paladin helmet, spirit, mastery, intellect, and a chaos orb. And that's it for SFK. I'm up for another one. If you wanna put us in for another one, we can see if anybody in the guild wants in. We can do whatever. We can do whatever, whenever. We're almost revered with Hyjal. When we hit revered, we'll go buy the. There's an epic cloak that I'm waiting for, and after that, like I don't have any other tabards unlocked. I can't get the Therazane tabard yet because I have not quested enough in Deepholm to even get the Therazane tabard. And I don't know when I'm gonna have the wherewithal or the patience to quest in Deepholm. It doesn't sound like it's really something that I'm super excited to do. So yeah. There you go. That's a good explanation of the ESO storytelling that I didn't know. It directly ties together the faction zones as one big story. Once those are complete, you can then do the other factions' stories to continue on. Exalted has the cloak. What am I right now? I am revered. So Exalted is next, right? Revered, friendly, honored, revered, exalted. Or am I missing like a Am I missing a step? I thought we were gonna hit Exalted as soon as we finish this up. I probably should go quest at some point. Like, I could quest. I could even use the gold from questing. But I just like, God, the questing was so lame. I just like, it's hard for me to make myself do it. It's exalted after revered. Okay, cool. That's what I thought. I wish I knew how to change myself so that I appeared as a tank. I really don't know. Like, I'm assuming there's a place where that can happen. Like, this is all I have checked here. It happens once I queue up, it's fine. But when I'm just like hanging out in a group, I show as a DPS. Which I don't really... I thought this would be based on my spec. But it doesn't seem to be based on my spec. But also there's no way for me to... Maybe I can... No, there's no way for me to change it here. And like, it doesn't really matter. But it does kind of bother me. It does bother me because I think that there should be a way to change it. And if there's not, that's kind of weird. I really just need to hit friendly with all the factions so I can buy the tabards. Like, that's really all. And like, I don't think I'm gonna quest for the rep. I think I'm just gonna quest until I'm friendly and I've unlocked the vendor, and then I'm just gonna wear the tabard in 5 mans. That's like the best way to do it. Oh, no one, he doesn't have to heal if he doesn't want to. He can DPS. Especially if it's going to be like his first time ever healing, then I'd probably rather he DPS. Yeah, I don't even think, I haven't even started that quest line yet. I have a bunch of stuff to do in Deep Home. Maybe there's a quest I can go to that kind of gets me into those quests. Like diplomacy first, what's that? That's Earthen Ring, so that'll probably get me Earthen Ring rep. I don't know if that'll get me Therazane rep. It's better to heal in a guild run. It's better to just make sure that the first time you heal is not a heroic, though. Honestly, like, if you've healed at all, then that's fine. Yeah, then that's fine. If you've never healed before in your life, a heroic is not the place to do it. But if you have normal mode healing experience, is still healing experience. And like, I don't mind wiping, but you're just, in that situation, you wouldn't be doing yourself any favors. Having to deal with the frustration. Let's sell some stuff that we know we can sell. Okay, we're going in. Alright. Oh boy. It's gonna be a fun one. If I mark for CC here, do you think this mage will laugh at me? Because I kind of might like CC some of this stuff. So the Berserkers charge. I hate their little charge. I'm gonna start this one at range. See if that helps. Yeah, that was a little better.
Don't say I didn't warn you!
I'm fine waiting for mana because these pulls are not going to be easy.
It's time for a technical retreat.
We got a man down. To be fair, if he'd have released right away, the entrance is pretty close, is all. Yeah, at this point, the entrance is pretty close. If you release, you'll be back in no time. I should probably drag that out to my bar.
Witness the full power of Millhouse Metastorm!
Yeah, Amy, I'm sorry, I don't know what the solution is. Maybe you need to try to use my office if you're having trouble with the dog or whatever the hell is going on. Like, you do have an office down here, you could dust it off. Kick everybody out, and then do what you need to do, is really all I can think of. But yeah, I mean, having more space would be ideal, but just having more space I don't think would solve whatever the problem is that's happening right now. Because the problem happening right now seems to be related to other living things. Other living things and things that make noise. If it's the dog, put the dog down here with me. And then I'll deal with the dog. If it's the kids, send them outside. Like, I don't know. If it's the world outside, I don't know. We'll get a BB gun, we'll start shooting all the birds. It's a joke, we're not gonna BB gun any birds. I don't think. My wife's a training developer, so like part of what she does is she makes learning videos. It's hard to narrate learning videos when, like, firstly you have a dog that never stops barking. Secondly, like, it's vacation, so you know there's a child, and but mainly like the dog in the neighborhood. It's like just not quiet enough to get shit done. This fight, don't stand in the purple stuff, and I guess I need to do a better job of picking up the ads when the purple stuff turns into enemies. Maybe I'm failing at picking those guys up. You have cobra chickens, they will hiss and chase you. That sounds awful. Susie, good afternoon. Welcome to the stream. It's the neighbor that doesn't live there, walking through the yard ranting about gambling at a casino. Oh, good. Yeah. See, I don't have a solution for other humans. That's the problem. If you were down in the basement, though, you wouldn't be able to hear him. Yeah, like trying to do it in the upstairs room, you're gonna hear like everything. If it's not that, it'll be some kids shooting basketball. If it's not that, it'll be a loud car going down the street. If it's not that, it'll be the neighbor across the way, like playing music out in his driveway while having a little cook fire. Like it'll be something. And like, and as it gets more into summer, it's probably always going to be like something else. This looks fun. Like, it looked fun for a minute. For a minute, I thought they were actually going to get it. You're not. It's fine. I'm here to be distracted, especially if you need to talk about your BS. If it wasn't you, it would just be something else. So, I'd rather it be you. They're called Canadian geese. Cobra chickens. I just imagined an actual, like, snake chicken hybrid. Like, slithering around and hissing at people and then occasionally begawking. You need their gizzards. You need their gizzards to make an antidote for their venom. Collect 5 cobra chicken gizzards to craft the anti-venom. The Canadian geese around here are basically domesticated. Like, they're so used to people. They like they'll slowly like walk away from you if you get close, but they don't seem like incredibly aggressive. They like to make cars wait. They like to cross roads in like a long single file line as slowly as they can to like completely halt traffic. Well, we could, if you don't think you can heal it, we could try it one more time and see. Like, I wasn't as focused up as I could be, and I feel like some of the ads got away from me. So we can try it one more time. They take down planes. Is that confirmed? I thought Mythbusters debunked that. I thought it would have to be a frozen chicken flying right into the engine. But yeah, but then again, they're pretty big. Alright, so yeah, we'll try again, and I will try to pick up the ads a little bit better. Maybe use some tanking cooldowns. Something. Amy, the one thing I would say as like a little bit of advice, if you're still listening, and you might not be, try recording the audio in smaller segments. Like, you're having trouble like doing the recording because of noise. Try to record it like in segments, like a sentence or two at a time, and then you can just piece those together. Like, don't try to do it all in... This is how, when I used to record learning videos, I would do it like smaller segments, and then you can piece it together. That way you don't have to worry about maintaining like quiet through like a really long cut. Whereas obviously I know like the impulse is like, if you can do it in one take, do it in one take, but like for what you're doing, you might just want to try to like record a couple sentences, pause the recording, record a couple sentences, and then you can just piece that stuff together if you need to, without like a really heavy lift. Or I could piece it together for you. Oh yeah, these. I need to be better at picking up. I forget these crystal shards. They turn into ads. I keep forgetting that they do that because they don't do it on normal. But yeah, they become ads. We got this guy. It's fine. I just literally wasn't paying attention last time. Yeah, see, it's easy. Easy game. We were fine. Absolutely fine. There was a movie based on real events, and that was the real event was a geese, a geese striking a plane. Instead of like snakes on a plane, it's called geese hit a plane. Yeah, Robert, I did see that, yeah. It sucks that we just can't get the actual functionality that it's supposed to have in-game. And, like, yeah, the add-on would be okay, but then we'd have to require everybody have it, right? Like, everyone would have to have the add-on for it to work. We might just be stuck using Discord for signups. If you jump during this, quake, you don't take any damage. Well, yeah, we might be stuck with Discord. I don't really understand it, because I remember from back in the day using the in-game calendar, and simply, like, I remember being able to open my guild's calendar, go to an event, and then I would sign up for it. I was not invited to it. Like, I just was able to sign up for the event. Like, that's how we handled our raid signups back in the day, because we didn't have Discord or a website or anything like that. We handled it in the in-game calendar. And I think that was from Wrath and beyond. I think I remember it working that way in Wrath. So I'm like, I don't know if they just, like, they broke it, or they left some kind of functionality out of it, or if my memory is completely skewed. Or maybe my guild leader was going through and individually inviting all 25 of us every single week, every single event. Maybe he was doing that and I just didn't notice. I don't know. It seems like a stupid thing to have to manually invite like everybody, and there should just be an invite guild button where you can toss the invite out to everybody in the guild, then people can sign up if they can come. You'd think there could be any kind of functionality. It seems like they went out of their way to make sure that it was completely useless, which is, it's baffling. Fucking completely baffling. Like, took something that was super useful, made it completely useless. Like, I don't get it. Yeah, we have events on the calendar. That's not the problem. The event's on the calendar. The problem with the event on the calendar is that unless I invite people to it, I am the only one that can see it in the guild. That's the problem that we're having. Unless I go through and individually invite people, no one in my guild can see the event. How I would like it to work would be to put an event on the calendar and have the guild be able to see it. So maybe there's a way to do that, but for right now, the only thing I can do is I can manually invite people by typing in their fucking player name. I'd have to go through in my guild, I'd have to type in the player name of every single level 85, and then they would be able to see the calendar invite. Whereas the way it should work is I should put a guild event on the calendar, everybody in the guild should be able to see it and sign up for it. That's how it should work. That's not how it works right now. How could you join the guild? You could log on to the Mancrick server. You could do a /who for Wrathful Ramblers. That's the name of the guild. And whisper somebody in the guild and they should be able to get you an invite. And then you'll get the Discord link, and there's a verification process in the introduction channel of Discord just to introduce yourself, make sure you're a human being, and that gets you into the Discord. Which is apparently where we'll have to do raid signups, because the in-game calendar doesn't work properly. Yeah, that's how we did it too. That's the really weird thing, is like when they say they're gonna add it, like they say they're gonna like add the functionality in the future, but it's like that's functionality that has existed in the past. Why are we talking about adding functionality in the future when it is in fact functionality that did in fact exist in the past already? Like, why is it not just in the game right now? It's really confusing to me. It's like I said, it seems like oftentimes they make choices that are purposely harmful to players and purposely harmful to the game. I don't know what else to like think about it. Because they could just make it work properly. They could actually devote time, resources, manpower, and they say, guys, this is a tool that people are going to use. It's a tool they had in the past. It's a high priority, and we are going to get it in there. Like, they could do that. They're a fucking multi-dollar company, I get it, but they can make choices for their game, and they can do the right thing. It just seems for Classic, a lot of times they don't. It's almost like, it's like a low-key level of self-sabotage. Hide behind the pillars. Pillars! Who's gonna bite it? Okay, okay. Yeah, you got... I should have called that out. Gotta line of sight that one. Gotta line of sight that one. I could have opened my mouth and said something before it, but... 8 seconds later doesn't really help anybody. We might have this. It's a small indie company. If a small indie company would, like, care so much more, that's the real problem. Is that a small indie company would get that shit fixed. Like, a small indie company could not afford to launch a broken-ass game. That's the messed up thing when you think about it. It's like, we have a Cataclysm Classic so full of bugs. And, like, an indie company could not afford to do that because an indie company could not afford people deciding to not play their game. So that's the really messed up thing. It's like, if they were an indie company, it would be better. The quality of the game would go up. Because it would have to. It would have to be better. That would have been a good time for, like, potions and shit. We got him down to, like... Yeah, we got him down to 25. We'll get him. We'll get him. He did move out of the pool. It's okay. The shards took some health out of you guys too. Like, you guys got plugged by those shards though. Like, yeah, don't stand in the thing. You gotta line of sight the shards. Am I in? Did I get in? I did not get in. I'm still not getting in. Let's try to teleport to dungeon. Okay, teleport to dungeon worked. This doesn't work yet. We have to kill the dragon to get the teleporter to do anything useful for us, so we are hoofing it. Yeah, the crazy thing is, like, a game like World of Warcraft can stand on its past victories. It doesn't have to release a flawless product. It doesn't even have to release a really good product, because it has such a already established and cemented player base that it doesn't have to be good the first time. They don't have to get it right the first time. Look at Shadowlands. Like, they can get it wrong again and again and again, and they have such a big following and it's such a popular game that they're always going to have people. They're always going to have people they can pull back to the game with promises that it will be better. It's like almost a design choice to design stuff that's kind of broken, so that you can promise people it'll get better, and then you change it later and you say, look, we made it better, come back and play our game now, and then people come back and play the game. And so when you're trying to release the game, it's like part of your design philosophy is, okay, what can we leave in a shitty state? Okay, the guild calendar, will fix that later. That'll be a later update. And you just have these things that, like, you would necessarily want to see them in the first release of the game, but they choose not to do it, because then they can promise that it'll get better later, and then they can make it better later, and then that looks good. It's like creating the problem to sell somebody the solution. They're leaving problems so they can fix them later, so they can seem proactive about fixing problems. And people just, like, you just let it happen, like, there's nothing we can do, we're gonna play the game anyway. We are what you call a captive audience. Alright, so yeah, like, people know the fight, right? I don't have to type anything into instance. From a healing perspective, the most dangerous thing that happens here is sometimes with the pillars, like, you'll lose line of sight on your tank. And, like, I had that happen a lot to me back in the day of my Holy Pally. What realm are we playing on? This is Mankrik, which is a US East Coast server. If you don't see that attack coming, it's gonna mess you up. Like you gotta have a way to watch the boss's cast bar, so that you see that attack is gonna fire off. Because like you don't want to get hit by it at all, and there's enough time in the cast to successfully hide from it without taking any damage. Like you want to position yourself by the pillar that you know you're gonna hide behind. So you should already be like right next to a pillar that you know is gonna line of sight the boss. That should be the first thing you do after this phase, is to position yourself where you know, like, I'm going to be able to line of sight the boss by moving minimally. Every time you have to reposition to move out of a ground effect, you should consider what pillar am I going to hide behind when he starts casting. Like, right now I have to move, so now I'm picking a different pillar that I'm going to hide behind. And now I know I can't hide behind that pillar, now I have to come back here. He's doing crystal shards, I have to move out of the way, I can't take any damage here. You have to be line of sighted before he starts to cast this. That was like almost flawless. Perfect. Great job. Excellent. Very well done. We got a relic. Strength, stamina, mastery, and dodge rating. Who equips relics? Is that paladins? Just paladins? Paladins, druids? Is warrior sucks? I'm having a great time. I don't know. I'm tanking right now, and I seem to be doing fine. So, yeah. It seems good. DKs, druids, and pallies, and shaman. Okay, so lots of people get relics these days. Lots of classes can equip relics. Okay. Didn't they used to call them all something different? Like shamans had totems, pallies had librams, and druids had relics? I thought they used to be called like they were all different items. Maybe they just condensed them into a single item and decided to call that a relic. This is where the pulls get even more fun. Like, if you thought we were already having fun, we're about to have a lot more fun. The sentries have to be killed like immediately whenever they're, especially when they're like out on their own. But like anytime a sentry's involved, yeah, we should just, if they're on their own, we should just take them out, but they gotta die quick. That one's pathing away. We've got this one here who's patrolling around. I'm gonna try to pull this group back. I'm gonna try to pull this group back if I can. That being said, like maybe we oughta take this guy out. Somebody can get her. I can get her, but okay, that's better. I think I'm gonna let her path away. How am I gonna pull this group back? I guess I'm just gonna try to pull like way back. And try to use some line of some like just distance pulling here to get them to come back because I really don't want to fight them up there. This might be okay. Yeah, it's old school, but I think pulling them way back like that is just the best option. It's probably the best and safest option. Okay, we got guys all through here. We have to keep our eye on that person. This is a beautiful camera angle that I have here. All right, that was pretty clean. Now, like ideally, I would pluck this guy, but he is now sitting down. Is he on his own over here? I don't see anybody else. Maybe I can still pull him like this. Oh yeah, right up the middle. There we go. There we go. Okay. Alright, now we kind of learned yesterday that this guy can be a little buggy. He's got 2 attacks. One is a ground pound in front of them, can't get hit. He's supposed to stay in place while he's casting it. I'm gonna run through his legs. The other one is an area explosion that nobody can be in because it will one-shot anybody in it. So it's two one-shot mechanics. The boss has two one-shot mechanics, and if anything goes wrong with his like facing, or if he bugs a little bit, then it's going to be game over for me. So I'm predicting this is going to take at least 3 wipes to just get, because it seems bugged. So just to get the luck to have it not bug out, it's probably going to take about 3 wipes, and maybe we'll get really lucky. If I can get in position well right here to begin with, that'd be great. And let's see what happens. Now he should not move while doing this. I should be able to run through his legs. Okay, that worked that time. Let's hope it keeps working. This we just have to get out of. Can't be inside of that one. Then we have to reposition back.
Break yourselves upon my
Alright, ground slam again. Run through his legs. Everything's going well so far. Shatter. Okay, we're still good.
Break yourselves upon my body. Feel the strength of the earth. Break yourselves upon my body. Feel the strength of the earth. Break yourselves upon my body. Feel the strength of the earth.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, it's a DPS and healing check. That was perfectly tanked. So we could try it again, but it just might be that he needs to die faster, or like, yeah, I understand, like, healing is rough. I don't know if we're standing at max distance. Make sure we're standing at max distance. I don't know if that can help take less incidental damage, but yeah, I just noticed like maybe a lot of damage was happening. Some of it, maybe we can avoid some of it. I'm not sure. The stun after the ground pound? I don't think so. I'm not sure. All I know is that like DPS and heals are just supposed to be like as far away as they can be. Like no one should be close. And that's really the only part that I super know is like the tanking part. Like I know what I have to do. I know that nobody can be in the shatter. The paralyze happens, and the shatter is going to happen right after the paralyze. I don't know if there's a way to avoid the paralyze. Let's see. Ground slam, rupture, paralyze. Right before Orzik uses Shatter, Orzik will cast Paralyze. The Paralyze spell stuns enemies for 8 seconds. Any damage taken while stunned will remove the Paralyze effect. If Paralyze is not prematurely removed, then at the end of the spell's duration, the player is dealt damage. Here we go. If the Paralyze is not prematurely removed, I don't know if there's a way to prematurely remove it. It's a magic effect, so I don't know if it's something that could be dispelled. If everybody's paralyzed, then there's nobody to dispel. So yeah, I think you're gonna get paralyzed no matter what. You're trying to maintain distance from the shatter. It doesn't seem like there's a way to avoid the paralyze. I don't know if grounding totem can do anything about it. It's I don't know. The dungeon journal does not say a way to get out of it. It just says that at the end of the spell's duration, the player is dealt 50,000 arcane damage. Like, that's it. It just might be a healing check. We'll give it another shot, and we'll see how we feel about it.
None may pass into the world's heart. Break yourselves upon my body. Feel the strength of the earth. Break yourselves upon my body. Feel the strength of the earth. Break yourselves upon my body. Feel the strength of the earth.
See, sometimes I don't get paralyzed. Like, I don't know if that's like a thing where the tank doesn't always get paralyzed or if there's something else going on. Ground slam. Oh, I almost fucked that up. Let's do this.
Feel the strength of the earth.
Yeah, this might just be like a big old check.
Break yourselves upon my body. Feel the strength of the earth is complete.
Yeah, I mean, that might be as far as we go with this one. It's just a DPS and healing check, that's all. It's like, it's one of those things, like, you can do the mechanics perfectly right, but you either got it or you don't.
Upon my body. Feel the strength of the earth.
Yeah, if it's too much damage going out, it's too much damage. There's nothing else we can do to reduce the damage. So we can call it here. We could try a pug healer. I don't really care either way. I'd like to get my valor points, but you know, if it's not going to happen, it's not going to happen. Heroics are not easy to heal. They are very healing intensive. It's very rough out there for healers. Like, I totally get it. Don't follow me, I always run the wrong way here. I come out of the teleporter and I just run the wrong way. It gives me a dot which breaks the paralyzed. That's cool. I wish everybody can get that little dot. I'm gonna give this one more time with our current group comp. Because like I said, I don't think there's any way to do... I don't think this is a mechanics thing. I don't think that we're suddenly gonna do the mechanics differently and then it's gonna like, be a drastic difference. We're doing the mechanics fine. It's just a healing and DPS check. That's literally all this boss is. Like, oh, basically, I can't get ground pounded. Like, if I can't get ground pounded or hit by the shatter, so it's checking everybody. It's checking the DPS's ability to do damage. It's checking the healer's ability to group heal, and it's checking the tank's ability to move. Like, it's just a big check. And if I'm wrong, and if there's something that we can do mechanically to do better, please convince me. Like, I would love to be wrong. All right, let's give it another go and just see.
None may pass into the world's heart. Break yourselves upon my body. Feel the strength of the earth. Break yourselves upon my body. Feel the strength of the earth. Break yourselves upon my body. Feel the strength of the earth. Break yourselves upon my body. Feel the strength of the earth. Break yourselves upon my body. Feel the strength of the cycle.
Oh, we were close.
Complete.
But yeah, we didn't quite get it. Was he down to like 20%? 15%? Something like that. I am going to zone in. I am going to go bio, and then you guys are going to decide either we're going to do something different or we're going to get a different composition. So yeah, I'll be right back, and we'll have this resolved, and we'll know what we're doing next.
Body. Feel the strength of the earth.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really want to try this again, but I will. If you guys want to, I'll try it. I'll try it one more time. Otherwise, we're kind of doing the insanity thing, you know, like, you know, the definition of insanity, trying the same thing over and over. You know, you guys know. So we'll do it one more time, and then I'm out, and then I want to do something else after that. It's you know, it's either gonna happen or it's not. I want to save this kind of wiping for raid bosses. Like, if we're making progress, that's one thing. If we're getting killed at the same point every single time, that's not progress. That's just doing the same thing. So yeah, if we're gonna do it one more time, let's do it one more time. But then if we don't get it after that, I'm gonna go do something else. Alright. We're all here. We all know the fight. Let's
None may pass
give it a pull.
the world's heart. Break yourselves upon my body. Feel the strength of the earth. Break yourselves upon my body. Feel the strength of the earth. Break yourselves upon my body. Feel the strength of the earth. Break yourselves upon my body. Feel the strength of the earth. Break yourselves upon my body. Feel the strength of the earth. Break yourselves upon my body. Feel the strength of the earth.
Nice. Great job, guys. Haste. Stamina mastery haste. This might be better for me than what? Well, no. Hold on. Yeah, I think this is just going to be better for me. Oh, it's two-hand. Robert, it's a two-handed weapon. I'm like, why is it double DPS, but the same item level? It's double DPS because it's double-handed, dipshit. That's why it's double the DPS. I don't need this, I don't think. I think I have a pretty good two-hander already. Do I have a pretty good two-hander already for DPS? No, not really. Oh yeah, I do. I have the arced, I have this, the arced war axe. How cool does this look? It looks pretty cool. Nobody else here can use this. I'm gonna take it. I took it. I don't feel bad. Adhikar, good afternoon, buddy. Welcome to the stream. What I could really use out of this run is the trinket off the last boss. Not that my trinkets are bad. I have pretty good trinkets, but I'm pretty sure the one off of this boss might be pre-raid Biss. Possibly. It's got a crap ton of stamina on it. Okay, so for this fight, it would be good to stay close to me. She's gonna lay down a purple circle. Adds are gonna come in from the hallways. I am gonna position myself and the boss behind the purple circle. This is going to cause the adds to run towards the purple circle and us, because you will all be with me or behind me. And the adds will be sucked into the purple circles and they will be dealt with. In the event that there are not purple circles on the ground, as in when she's up here, just try to be by me. Don't get caught out by these hallways. If you want to be back behind me somewhere. I repeat, do not put yourself out by these hallways. Put yourself somewhere back here if you must. That's really all I ask, is that you're not standing out here waiting for the adds to come and kill you. With that, let's give it a wipe.
The world will be reborn in flames!
And don't stand in shit, but more precisely, stand with me behind said shit. Like, we're gonna come right back here, and we're gonna drag her right back this way. Okay, but she needs to be on me, which means I need to hit her. Again, I'm gonna pull her back here. But if I can't hit her even once, I'm not gonna have aggro. So let's just fuck the mechanics, and I'll get in here and get a couple hits so that I can move her where I want. This is going to be much more about positioning than dealing the most amount of damage quickly.
Bestowed upon me by Deathwing. Feel the fury of Earth.
See how they come, and now if you come over here, okay, well. Don't stand in that. That's an instant kill. There we go.
The burden is now yours.
Very nice. These are two amazing trinkets. They hardly ever drop on heroic, and we got both of them to drop in one run. The healing trinket, amazing. The tanking trinket, even more amazing. So yeah, grats. Because like, I don't think my Holy Pally ever got this. That's the best I could possibly hope. That's the best outcome. So, yeah. Now I gotta figure out which one do I want to drop. As a warrior, do I want parry or dodge more? I guess I need to look up my stat priority. I need to look up my stat priority. Parry is more important than dodge. Okay, so we'll remove the dodge trinket and we'll put this one on. That's absolutely huge for us. Look at all that stamina. Melee attacks which reduce you below 35% HP cause you to gain 35-20 bonus armor. Like, which our armor is not, like, it's not great for us, but, you know, it's something. Nice. Okay, cool, cool, cool. That makes me incredibly happy. I think that was our first stone core heroic clear, so it's really nice to get that the first time. For some reason, instead of like teleporting me back to Orgrimmar, the game decided to leave me in Deepholm. That's interesting. I'm gonna go ahead and hearth back here. And I think we can queue up for another one whenever you guys are ready. I'm hoping we get something that I hope we don't get Grim Batol. Which means we'll probably get Grim Batol. Steven, you're gonna grab your head enchant? Nice, yeah, go ahead. Whenever you're ready, you can queue us up. Let's see, what do we got? We don't really have enough to do anything with. And what kind of gear do we need? Like, what's our weakest piece? 46, 346, 346, 333. So we're gonna get the cloak from the agile rep really soon. So that's taken care of. 359, 346, 46. Right here. This is gonna be our next purchase with justice. If we have a justice point shield, we'll grab it. Because, yeah, that's gonna... I think that's our weakest item. 346, 339. Ah, yes. This PvP belt. That's depressing. 346, 333. Okay, so we need... We're gonna need a shield, we're gonna need a belt, and we're gonna need boots. And a ring. So we still have a few pieces that we need. Shield, belt, boots, ring. I need to open up a OneNote page so I can track this. Shield, belt, boots, ring. There we go. And I will keep that up so that I can look at that and check those off as we get them. I can't express how crazy it is to get that trinket on the first time you kill that boss on heroic. We killed that boss plenty on normal, and we only saw it drop one time, and the time it did drop, a DPS DK won the roll. So, it's really crazy to get it on your first go. And the same thing with the healing trinket. Like, those trinkets, like, you can try to grind them, like, every single day, and they can just never drop. Very, very lucky to see them both drop on one kill. I feel like they must have, like, upped some of the drop rates in Cataclysm. Whenever you guys are ready. Unless I'm lead. No, I'm not lead. Okay, good. I want to... Let's see. Is there a shield available from justice points, or am I saving up valor points for a shield? I honestly don't know.
Strength and honor.
Oh, damn. Wait, these are really cheap. Oh, I'm gonna grab this right now. Yeah, let's just do that now. Why is it so cheap? That costs basically nothing. Okay, so shield is taken care of. Let's put a line through that. That one's done. There we go. There's a better one with Valor. That's fine. That's really cheap. Like 950 for like a decent 346. Like, I have to take it. It looks pretty cool as well, so there is that. This one shouldn't be too bad. At least on this one, the end boss is a joke. Yeah, this is a really cool looking shield. I gotta wait 1 second here. Healer needs to pop out and get some water. In the meantime, I will eat some of my delicious buff food. Alright, looks like we are good to go. Marlena, good afternoon. Welcome to the stream, and thanks for being here. Now, everybody remember to jump. This is the elevator boss, and you have to jump. Even if it comes down and it looks like you are standing on it, you are not standing on it unless you have jumped. Let's not lose anybody to the elevator boss.
The depths wash over our enemies as a tide of death.
I spend 150 on coffee each week. Yes. But you'll also, if you can read English, you'll see in parentheses, it says the streams. Coffee is like a metaphor for my ability to continue to stream every day. Do you get it? That's why it says streams in parentheses. I'm sure you could figure it out. But yeah, I probably do. Pretty damn close to that. It's not healthy. You're not healthy. Got him. Got him. Yes. How do you know if it's healthy or not? You don't know how much coffee I'm drinking. For all you know, it's like really expensive tiny coffees. For all you know, it's really expensive decaf coffees. You are probably not a health aficionado, and you also don't know how much coffee I'm drinking, so I don't really know what we're talking about. Oh, you said decaf. That's a bad word around here. Spoiler alert, it's not decaf. Spoiler alert, the coffees are not little. Yeah. I drink about 40 ounces of coffee a day. I have a 20-ounce Yeti mug, and I usually fill it twice in a day. Every once in a while, I'll drink like 10 more ounces of coffee in the evening. So like every once in a while, I'm probably at like 50 ounces. But yeah. Is that healthy or not? I don't know. Maybe. But to be fair, that's like, you know, I don't drink soda. I don't drink energy drinks. I'm drinking coffee and water. So I feel like it's probably fine. I had a friend back in my 20s that he drank 2 liters of Mountain Dew every day. Every day he would pick up 2 liters of Mountain Dew, and every day he would drink 2 liters of Mountain Dew. And I thought like that's unhealthy. So I have like some basis of comparison. And that was just what he needed to get through the day. Like he'd go pick up 2 liters of Mountain Dew. That was it.
You have interfered with our plans.
But he didn't drink coffee. He didn't drink alcohol. He didn't drink anything else. He drank 2 liters of Mountain Dew, and that was it. Have I checked on my friend? Not in years. No. We used to be friends in my 20s, and we kind of went our separate ways. Oh, I have heroic leap. I really need to be. I need to be using heroic leap more. Like in this situation. Like in that situation to save Alex, I could have been using heroic leap a lot sooner. Sorry, buddy. I guess he didn't like you very much. DED. You got killed, my friend. But at least I used heroic leap.
Destroy great dark beyond!
I tried to charge. I tried to charge to the enemy, and I charged into a wall of tornadoes and died instantly. Totally worth it. Totally worth it. It was great just to see the charge come to a dead stop and see my character just fall over. Spoiler alert. It's not Dark Souls. You don't have invincibility frames while you're zipping around. Yeah, it's not Elden Ring. My charge doesn't give me invincibility frames. I can't just charge through mechanics all willy-nilly. Totally worth it though. Totally worth it. Can I take... Is there a teleporter? Is the teleporter gonna get me there faster? Maybe, possibly, potentially. Let's see. Yeah, maybe. Yes, we're good. Monica, good afternoon, good evening to you. Welcome to the stream. Just in time to see me faceplant. It's good. It seemed like a good idea at the time. I was like, I'll just zip right over there. Oh god. Wait, did we lose somebody? We lost our one pug rogue because he can't be bothered. He doesn't have time for this. He gets to play for 4 hours a week. He's got 6 kids, 2 wives, and 3 jobs. And he doesn't have time. Look at his DPS. He doesn't got time to be messing around in here with a tank that's gonna die. So he had to leave. He's gotta leave. And he can't carry us. So he's sorry that he can't carry us. But he's gotta go. And he'll get to wait 15 minutes to get into another group. That'll probably be very similar to this group. So, yeah. Good times. Fucking people, man. I swear. Oh, man. I want to automatically put people like that on ignore so I don't end up pugging with them, like, in a raid or something. Like, I just don't want to end up, like, having to pug a raid spot and ending up with any of these people who leave after one wipe. I want them to disappear and I never want to be able to hear from them again. I want them to go, like, automatically onto my ignore list.
Take arms, minions! Rise from the icy depths!
Is it like just like shitty DPS mentality that if a DPS is the DPS at the top of the meter, they think that they are carrying the run? Like, do they not understand that, like, ultimately in every single run, there's going to be one DPS that is performing better than the other DPS? Just because you're the top DPS does not mean that you're carrying the run. It just means that you were dealing the most damage at this moment. It's such a weird, like, sentiment. I'm the top of the meter, therefore I can't do this. I can't carry this run.
Destroy these intruders!
Come on now. Let's not have an inflated opinion of ourselves. Oh my god, even without the rogue here to carry us, we still did it. We somehow eked out a victory. I don't even know how we did it. It's crazy. It's nuts. I can't believe we were able to do it. All it took was me not charging into a wall of tornadoes. Somehow we are victorious. Yeah, I got a new shield from the Justice Point vendor. We had a 333, so I figured it was time to be wearing at least a 346. I'm sure an epic shield will randomly drop any moment now that I've spent the JP. I hate the noise that he makes. It's horrible. Everybody's in. Everybody is in. I need to pull him out a little bit more. Yeah, this is better. Yep, this is great. Very nice. Very, very nice. We got a staff, stamina, intellect, hit, haste, spell power. I hope somebody needs that. All right, and then we are teleporting out, I believe. Yes. Nobody needed the staff. Oh, okay. how to make money as a new player. I'm an experienced player and I still can't make any money, but part of that is due to laziness. I think maybe like professions, like having a profession selling materials on the auction house would probably be like a decent way to go. You're taking gathering professions, taking things like skinning or mining or herbalism, and then just like selling the mats on the auction house. Also, something like alchemy could make a lot of money because people need flask and potions for raids, so people are always buying flask and potions. There's probably a couple different ways to do it. No matter how you do it, it just takes time and effort. Or you could buy a WoW token. That's the other way. Sad Clover, good afternoon, good evening, welcome to the stream. We got a man down.
friends. Forgive me. I have grown too weak to be of any assistance.
Where am I from? The United States. I was born in Michigan. I currently reside in Michigan. Yep.
Is this reality?
This is reality. The tanking... We've had like 7 of these.
You must carry on without me.
And I don't need it.
I shall take my leave once my strength has returned.
Do I remember that time? No, I don't remember that at all. we don't talk about it. we just don't. Nobody here remembers that. No, it never happened. And now the boring boss. You thought I said Canada once? No, not at all. I've been told that sometimes I sound Canadian, but no. I've lived in Michigan, and we spent like 7 years living in Missouri, in Kansas City. Nice. Do I have to pull that slower? Like, do we have to just like focus on a couple of the guys at a time? I've never had a problem just pulling it all to the door. I mean, we can do it slower, but the thing is, like, shit's gonna continue to spawn. Like, the slower you do it, the more shit you have to deal with, basically. So, like, we can stand there in the middle of the hallway and we can deal with the big guy, but like more and more shit's gonna spawn as we do that. So I don't know. I'll try to just like pull it slower. We'll see if that works. No, this is not where we need to be. We are in fact going up here and then to the left. We don't need... I don't think we need the teleporter. We're going ahead and left. Now it might be best to come down here and like stack somewhere near me. Otherwise the stuff that spawns gonna keep like attacking you guys in the back.
Ah, my fearless assistants, I assume. You may yet regret your presence here. As I purify these waters, the servants of filth will surely be stirred. Beware. Patience, guests. The waters are nearly cleansed. The beast has returned. It must not pollute my waters. Ah, their filthiness stains me.
We gotta get the sappers down. Like don't focus the blight beast. Don't focus the blight beast. Focus the sappers. The sappers die. We move on to the next phase. The blight beasts don't matter. Like we gotta get the sappers down fast. I'm pretty sure the blight beasts are gonna keep spawning and laying shit on the ground. So let's just focus on the sappers. Yeah, I can't get to that one at all now, so I'm gonna peel out. There we go.
My waters are cleansed. Drink in their power. Behold the power of pure water.
Yay, that's it. Wait, why am I still big? Okay, there we go. The 15th Whitefin Axe. We've had plenty of those. We don't need it. We have a Held in Offhand. That's a pretty nice Held in Offhand. We don't need it. And a Chaos Orb. Are the Chaos Orbs bind on pickup? Or can I put these into the guild bank? Because I don't need these. I'm assuming these are a crafting item. And I don't need them. So, yeah. All right, guys, that's actually all the time I have for right now. Depending on how my day goes, it's a holiday here. Depending on what the weather's like and what the family wants to do, I may get on later tonight and play for a couple hours. And so if you guys are going to be online then, I could see you then. I'm not like 100% on that. I'd like to, but it will depend on how the day goes. So yeah, thank you guys very much for being here today and for all the support. I truly do appreciate it. And I hope to see you again later. Until next time, take care of yourselves out there and take care of each other. And we will see you back in Azeroth again very soon. Bye for now.